I'm Jim Grugenti with GamingBolt.com, and I'm here with Kit, part of the Nintendo team. I'm just going to ask him a couple of questions about a little game called The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Highly anticipated. But, alright, so I just want to confirm this. It's gameplay-wise, it's 100 hours plus?
Well, that's a figure that Mr. Miyamoto threw out there. I think he said 50 to 100 hours. Your mileage may vary depending on how deep you want to get into it, how much exploration you want to do. It does have that big sort of open world component when you're up in the sky, sort of similar to Wind Waker, where there's a lot to see, a lot of like landmarks to go and explore. So, if you choose to just power through it and get through with the story, obviously it's going to be under 100 hours.
So it's up to you how long the game is, pretty much. Okay. All right. Can you confirm whether there's a lot of rumors going around now? Now, can you confirm whether whether Zelda is a princess or not in Skyward Sword?
Well, from what we've shown of the game, which is sort of the early, first couple hours, she is not a princess in that introductory part of the game.
Can you confirm what she is?
When you start the game, I can't get into too much detail, but I can tell you she's not a princess when you start.
With the game being a lot like the previous titles, is the game set up the same way as far as like dungeons and temples and all that? Is it set up like generally in the same way as the previous console titles?
There are still dungeons, but it feels different the way you navigate it. So you start out in the sky, and there's sort of these two worlds that you have to navigate, the sky world and the ground world. And in a lot of cases, getting where you need to go between the sky world and the ground world sometimes feels like a dungeon in and of itself, because you have certain entry points where you can go between the two. You need to find out where those are and where they'll take you. And then depending on where you need to go, you may need to traverse, below ground, above in the sky, a few different times to get where you need to go. So that's probably something that's going to feel very different to people who've played a lot of Zelda.
Okay, now I noticed a lot of the mechanics have changed. You guys have really done a great job of making sure that, you almost have to press no buttons to play the game, One question I want to ask you, though, is like the ferry in the game. What'll the ferry's role be in the game as far as mechanic-wise goes?
Are you talking about Fi, the character, the blue woman?
No, I'm just talking about the ferry. Yeah.
Ferries in general. Well, you can still get ferries. They'll still revive you if you lose all of your hearts in battle. But beyond that, we haven't shown too much else beyond the ferries, but that very traditional role for them is still in the game.
Okay. What's the biggest new aspect in Skyward Sword that you would say, tops all the previous Zelda games?
Well, I'd say for most people, just picking it up, the first thing they'll notice is the motion controls. I mean, that's so integral. They've really, as you said, when you were playing it, there wasn't a lot of button presses to do. That's probably because there's so much motion involved, and that's not just the sword play. I mean, when you roll a bomb, you can toss it overhand, or you can roll it underhand like a bowling ball. You can even put spin on it. When you're flying the bird, you sort of angle the Wii Remote around to make it fly where you want to go. So it's really rooted in every part of the game. So it'll feel different for people who played a lot of Zelda.
There's tons of games doing DLC for games. Do you guys plan on doing any DLC for a title like Skyward Sword or no?
No, for this game, everything that you need to get is on the disc. So, we won't have any plans for downloadable content on Skyward Sword.
Okay, cool. Any closing comments you want to make on the game?
Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword comes out on November 20th. We are doing two different versions. There's the standard version of the game that comes with this cool soundtrack that we're doing, a sampler of orchestrated tracks, and then there's the limited edition that comes with the gold Wii Remote. That also comes with the music soundtrack, so depending on what you want to get in your package, there's two options for you.
All right, great. Thanks a lot, kid. I appreciate it.